Hello, and welcome, my Applewood. Smoked, crunchy, fatty, delicious pieces of bacon. Did you tell I'm a little bit hungry? Just a little bit, just a wee bit, man. Alright, yeah, I am. I'm hungry. I want to eat some food, but before we get to that food, we gotta talk about this little guy right here, the Ice Tower. This is the 5th tier Ice Tower Super Brittle. Alright, he's interesting, guys. He's actually very confusing. I want to do my best to try and explain this guy. In my last video, I felt like I didn't do a good enough job explaining what he does and how he works, so I want to do a better job explaining him now that I fully understand him. So I think the best way to understand him is by reading about him first, and explaining what each one of his upgrades does along the path over here. So first of all, as a Zero's Rise Tower, you guys probably know he can pop regular Bloons. You don't need to buy anything else to pop Bloons, which is cool, actually. I like that aspect to him. But Permafrost is going to make it so now the Bloons move slowly after thawing out. I mean, that's self-explanatory right there, but it does allow our other towers to do more damage, and our Ice Tower to do more damage. That's nice. I like it. You know, it's for very cheap, too. It's only like $100. Metal Freeze. Oh, man, Kiwi. What? Come on, suck my balls, Kiwi. Now we gotta buy something to pop lead balloons over here. What is this garbage? But yeah, alright, it's an upgrade, man. You gotta pop lead balloons, I guess. Razor Sharp Shards fly out when frozen balloons pop over here. Now this is actually a pretty interesting upgrade right here. Because what this means is now he's becoming a support tower, basically. He can't Ice Shard his own balloons, and double Ice Shards tower, two Ice Shard towers next to each other can't Ice Shard each other's balloons. You actually have to pop the frozen balloons with a tower to make them work well, basically. So he's becoming a support tower now. We want to be able to pop the balloons a little bit easier. This will help you pop the balloons a little bit easier if you use the right towers in combination with him. And that's one of the key aspects to the Ice Monkey for sure. I will admit that I am biased, and I don't think that I will use Ice Towers very much. I might end up using them a little bit, but honestly, I just don't like Ice Towers in general. I feel like there's better towers out there. They're more fun, they're more interesting, and I'm not hating on them, but I will just mention really quick that I am biased and that maybe other people can use them better than me for sure, especially with a lot of practice and such. Now, moving on even further, man. Now, this thing's only actually pretty cheap, only like $1,500 or so. Not bad, man. Embrittlement, about $3 grand. Balloons become brittle and take extra damage while frozen right here. Now we're taking extra damage while frozen. So what's going to happen here is the Ice Tower is going to freeze the balloons. They don't pop into shards yet. You have to use a tower to pop them. But now, while he's hitting them, he's doing extra damage, and then the Ice Shards basically do more damage because of that. So it's really goofy, you know? It's like they're lining up together is weird. The way these guys combine together actually work. And honestly, it's even hard to see what's going on. I'm going to try and show you guys with like a couple examples of what's actually happening. But I'm going to be straight with you, it's difficult to see what's going on using the right towers at the right spot at the right time, the exact point that they freeze and then explode. Like, no, that's not easy to show. But anyways, moving on to Super Brittle. Ooh, man, so this thing is about 30 grand. Oh my god, really? This thing better be freaking delicious for 30 grand over here. Balloons take not regular damage, not high damage, but huge damage. I know you guys love that, the huge damage over here, while frozen. Okay, and then, what is this, man? Including Mob Class Bloons. Frozen, while frozen, including Mob Class Bloons. Okay, even weirder. Now we can freeze Moab Class Bloons over here with this guy? What? Alright, let's test that out really quick. Can we really freeze Moab Class Bloons with this thing? Let's send out just one quick Moab right here. And this is why I actually had a little bit of a confusing time in my last video, because I thought that this guy didn't do any damage to Moab Class Bloons. I didn't see him freeze him. I didn't see him doing very much damage. I sent him out and I was like, oh, he just doesn't damage mobs at all. That's actually false. I was wrong, and I apologize for that. If you actually look at his pop count over here, every single time he freezes a Moab, I put that in quotations if you guys didn't know, he does 5 damage. Same thing to a balloon, though. If you actually look at this thing, if we send out, I don't know, how about a rainbow balloon really quick? I'm going to pop it down to greens. So what we're doing here is 5 damage, alright? So we can pop 5 layers of balloons, basically. And I mean, that could be pretty freaking sweet, dude. We're going to pop, like, ceramics and rainbows and these higher-tier balloons down to very low balloons fairly quickly. On top of that, because he acts as sort of a support tower, any other towers that are around this guy, like boomerangs up to, I don't know, bionic red-hot boomerangs or something, which is really freaking weird tower to build, but I guess it's possible, some cannons and like other random crap over here can end up making the freeze that much more interesting. This brittle even more interesting, because when you combine them together, if we send out something like, I don't know, 20 rainbows over here, they're going to hopefully work together and help ice shard the crap out of everything. And this is the part that I'm like confused about. Like, it's hard to show you guys exactly what's going on. But if you ever freeze some Bloons and then you use that ice shard's explosion, or the brittle explosion, it's going to delete like everything right there. So it's almost like the more Bloons you have on the screen in combination with some sort of good grouped popping power tower, the better this guy is going to work. So against Bloons, by himself, he is horrible. He is absolute garbage, and this is the reason why. We're going to send out 60 rainbows. The reason why is because his pop limit gets hit so freaking fast. We do like 250 tops, like 300 tops, I think. I don't know. It's weird because sometimes he does like 200, sometimes he does like 300. But he's just bad. Like, if you like a 5th tier tower should easily be able to take down all these rainbows, right? Well, not if he's going to act as a support tower over here. Now, as far as the other upgrades go, I don't even really want to comment on them very much because I don't even understand them fully. There's Enhanced Freeze and Deep Freeze, or Larger Radius and Refreeze. And personally, I would almost always go for the Larger Radius and Refreeze just because his radius is so gosh darn terrible as a low-level ice tower. And he doesn't get any bigger by getting him up to the 5th tier. It just is what it is. If you want to get that bigger radius, man, you gotta buy that larger radius, and that's weird to think about that, because normally a lot of these 5th tier towers are getting extreme range over here. So this is going to take a little longer to explain, guys. I might even go over 10 minutes on this 5th tier tower because it is ridiculous, but I promise you, I'm not trying to just get over 10 minutes just to get over 10 minutes. Okay? Some of my videos 9 minutes long, man. Don't hate on me for that. But anyways, so we do extra damage to those Bloons, and we do end up damaging Moabs. It's weird because it's like he technically freezes them, but he doesn't actually freeze them. And this is the weirdest part about it, is that he causes your towers to be able to do extra damage to these Moab class Bloons. Whether it's a Moab BFB or oh my god, all of them are considered Moab class Bloons. Not effective against the bad balloon, though. So I think the best way to show this is by doing it like this. We're going to get rid of this guy. We're going to move him down to the bottom here. We're going to get the Super Brittle with the larger radius. Then we're going to build a Dart Monkey right here. All right, now this is interesting. Real interesting here. We're going to now send out one Moab, and you're going to see how much extra damage we actually do to this Moab right here. So let's slow it down a little bit and watch this Dart Monkey's pop count. It's going to go 5, 10, 15. What? 20! So we're doing 5 damage per shot. We're getting 5 times as much damage. And if you combine that with all of your other towers all together, man, I mean, that can end up doing a pretty decent amount of extra damage right there. So is this guy good? I don't know. I don't like him. I don't really like the idea of it. I don't really like him overall, but I can see why a lot of people would like him. And how maybe on those sort of difficult rounds, 90 to 100, can be sort of difficult. You know, I completely understand that. But, at the same time, I don't like him. I don't think I'm going to use him. So, I don't know. You guys can kind of take that with a grain of salt if you want to. But the weirdest thing about this is that even though we do technically freeze the mobs, it wears off really, really quickly. For example, I think if I put a Dart Monkey up here, he won't be doing 5 damage. We'll see. We'll try and test it out really quick. He won't be doing that extra 5 damage. The freeze, he was going to do a freeze right here. Okay, he did that freeze right there. This Dart Monkey, by the time he gets there, ooh, 5, 10, 15, 11. There we go. So it wears off like right over there. You can see exactly how long it takes to wear off. You know, he's got like a solid 2.5 seconds to get to like right over here before it ends up wearing off right there. So, I mean, that to me, that's not very long. You know, and I understand that it's going to take a long time for these BFBs and Omegods to move anywhere, like, out of the range of this guy, but at the same time, I just don't feel like it's going to end up helping us out in the long run, especially spending $30,000 on this tower right here. Okay, alright, so after all is said and done, we've kind of tested him out against everything. You can see that he does do more damage, so see, he does do more damage, and again, I'm confused about how I want to go about talking about this guy, but if we do combine this guy with something like a Sun Avatar against a Oh My God right here, once he starts doing 5 times as much damage, maybe that's going to be a lot more interesting. See the Zoma Gods getting popped like pretty quickly, and then once he gets in range over here, boom, 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 we just like annihilate these Moabs and BFBs right here. So at that aspect, sure, he is freaking cool. Against the Bloons, the lower class stuff, maybe not so good. One thing that I will say though is that he's going to do damage if you put him in the right spot over here, man. If you put him in like like right over here, you combine him with, I don't know, a monkey village or something. I'm going to do something really goofy here, guys. I'm going to actually get... is that going to be in range? Maybe. We'll do this. We'll pop down a monkey village and pop down a monkey village because that other monkey village is in the range of the monkey village. Going to increase the range of the monkey village, which increases the range of my ice tower. Ooh, interesting. Now we get our super riddle. He's going to have extra range as well, and we can get the larger radius over here. So now we can actually affect almost all the balloons in this gigantic area right here. So if I did send out something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Zoma Gods, and we're doing 5 times damage to every single one of these Zoma God class balloons, you can see how late game he might end up being worth it. But again, it's got to be late game. He's got to be in the exact right spot for him to actually be worth it over here. Combine these guys in here, man. Some Robo Monkeys, maybe a Tech Terror or something like that. And if you combine all these guys together, they can do some pretty sweet action over here. Though I will say, because he reaches his pop count kind of quickly, it looks like he attacks the lowest balloons first. So he's not really hitting these Moab BFBs and Zoma Gods quite as easily. And he does reach his pop limit fairly quickly as well, only that 200 pop. So, I don't know. Maybe he reaches his pop count too quick, and maybe, even in the late game, he's not going to be that good. So again, I'm confused. I'll be the first person to admit that I am confused about this thing. I don't know if I want to use him. I probably won't, but I would like to hear your guys' input on him, whether you've used him or if you've not used him, and what you think about him overall. If you guys enjoyed this sort of bad video overall, press that like button for me. I'd still appreciate that. Subscribe if you want to, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.